What's up, thrill seekers? That's right, I'm back with another unexpected double feature. If you haven't been keeping up for some reason, I've been periodically releasing unexpected movie pairings whose message or theme connect them, even though they may be made years apart or have completely different genres. This week, we'll be taking a look at Power and how far one may go to have the juice. Here we go.
Thrill Hammer.
Okay, this week we're covering two movies that could not be any more different, but make complete sense as a pairing. The Wolf of Wall Street, released 2013, directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Jonah Hill, and Margot Robbie. Now, hear me out before you close this tab. The movie we'll be pairing it with is Juice, the 1992 drama starring Omar Epps and the one and only Tupac Shakur. I already know you're squinting at your computer and rewinding to make sure you got that right. But again, hear me out. The Wolf of Wall Street is widely considered to be one of the greatest films of the 2010s and has so many quotable moments it's hard to narrow it down. In case you were living under a rock, here is a brief synopsis. The film was adapted from a 2007 memoir of Jordan Belfort, a cutthroat, coke-sniffing sexual deviant who also happened to make a total killing in the stock market by buying and dumping penny stocks in the early 90s. Leonardo DiCaprio won Best Actor for his portrayal of Belfort, a long overdue honor, and Margot Robbie had one of her first major breakout roles. Jonah Hill is also hilarious and completely unlikable throughout the entire movie, as are most of the other cast of characters. The thing is, the way the film portrays these power-hungry men who are literally breaking the law and profiting from it makes them look like total rock stars. I understand this was adapted from the memoir and all of this is told from the perspective of Belfort, but in the end you end up kind of rooting for him to get away with it because he makes it all look so easy. Even when Belfort is caught warning the very people he agreed to incriminate in exchange for a deal, he still receives only a 22-month sentence and went on to continue making a good living as a sales technique consultant. Now, let's do our total 180. Juice is a 1992 crime thriller drama that focuses on four teenagers living in Harlem and struggling with gang influences, police harassment, and the understanding that the only way to get by is to have the juice, or the power. We watch Bishop, played by Tupac Shakur, yearn for respect and power, willing to go to any lengths necessary because he truly believes it will make his life and the lives of his friends and family easier. Meanwhile, Q, played by Omar Epps, is eager to escape from this constant struggle for power. He turns to music instead of violence as a passion and desperately tries to avoid the life he seems destined to fall into simply because of his race and his culture. I won't spoil it for you if you haven't seen it, but this movie just moves me. It brings me back to being a teenager and thinking that the world would end right then and there, even though I was so young and hadn't even begun to understand what having power really meant. Okay, how do these two movies go so well together? Let's flip the script. Imagine that The Wolf of Wall Street was presented with a darker tone. Imagine that Scorsese didn't glorify the white-collar crime, the lifestyle, and instead painted Belfort as a lost soul who just went too far in his search for power and his greed. Now imagine that Juice was presented with the bright colors and comedic relief that Wolf of Wall Street boasted. Imagine that Q and Bishop were a pair of friends who set out to find their power, their niche in the world, and maybe got into some trouble along the way, but eventually went on with their lives to still somehow find success. The biggest difference between these two films is the fact that one is about a white, wealthy man who has the entire world at his disposal, and the other is about a group of black teens who are trying to understand why the police are already harassing them and targeting them because of their neighborhood and their upbringing. These two films are a shocking juxtaposition between two completely different worlds that were coexisting on the exact same timeline, the early 90s, and how the characters had a predestined path from birth simply because of how they looked and where they were born. Yet all of the characters across both films are simply after one thing: power. They'll attain that power through any means necessary, whether that means killing, breaking the law, throwing other people under the bus, and in Wolf of Wall Street, having fun along the way. If you haven't watched Juice yet, do it. Right now, as soon as you finish this video, then come right back and let me know what you think in the comments. If you have seen both, share your own insights or drop some suggestions for future unexpected double features. As always, please hit that like button and ring the notification bell. Finally, dear friends, remember, if you're watching this video, you are a card-carrying member of Thrillhammer Nation. See you later.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up!
You got the juice now.
You got the juice now.